This is a progression of James's Molten Orange ST180. So we got Timmy Tastic one doing the video in today, and yeah, so as you can see there, look, zoom in there as you see fit to do so, Timothy. So what we got is, so we got the, so we'll concentrate on the race tank in a minute, but this is what James supplied, but it was in silver. It's the DNA make it is. Now that was in silver, we had it powder coated black for him. So we've bolted up here. There's a bit of a faff around here because you've got to chop the carpet, put longer bolts up and all this sort of stuff. These sit down on the seatbelt mounting points, but until we get the rear seats in and the seat, you know, the bench and the seat backs, then we can configure that as we go. Some wire in here. Obviously you can see all your lines coming out. They're just temporary fit at the moment. We've got a PTF tape them to make a good seal on it. We got PTFE tape, or we got proper Worth pipe sealer, but we'll use the PTFE on this. Race tank had the brackets powder coated as well. Looks pretty cool, blends in. We've chopped the boot lid tidy, so that'll stay where it is, obviously, but they can still get access to this area, you know, for his, you know, the compressor, and there's, you know, stuff to spray in the tire, and you know, just like, you know, all the nonsense that you get instead of a spare wheel these days, isn't it? But as you can see, so it's still a bit messy in there at the moment, but you know, we'll address that as we go with regards to tidying stuff up, and you know, like the wiring's got to be like tagged nicely. But yeah, so that was just to show you that. I mean, we said before, the gauge is what it is. It reads the pressure coming out of the pump. Again, like I said before, it's not really relevant. You can't see it. The driver can't see it when he's driving along. If it was all stripped out like yours, to me, which is over there, look, on the other ramp. Yeah.
Just over there, guys. Yeah.
Doing some bits and pieces off. So
yeah,
like yours all stripped out. Yeah, you could spin that around to here, look.
Then you could see it in the rear view mirror.
Which is what we're going to do on yours, and then you can see it in the rear mirror. Yeah, you'll be able to see what the pump pressure is.
Yep.
So yes, it's good for tuning, but in the case of James's, yeah, because he's going to have the seat there, isn't he? So he's going to see it anyway. But for tuning purposes, it's good. Yeah, so that's that side of it. I mean, this is all still loose at the moment. We'll bottle that up afterwards. We're just doing a little bit of touch up on the front calipers because they were used and he supplied them. We're just, you know, doing some build up, a touch up on them. We've got to set all the suspension up. We'll show you the sort of like test fit of the side exit exhaust. That needs to be a bit of refabrication on that, and in to make it good, but we'll that'll be done in due course. But it's just, you know, you'll be able to see this where it comes out, but it's not nowhere near finished. We've just like dummy fitted it really. So yeah, so let's we can wander into the front, Timmy, can't we? We'll move swiftly to the front. We'll walk past. There's just a quick glance at the side exit, look, which is just, we've just temporary dummy fitted that at the moment just to see where it fits. Lots of adjustments and realigning to do on that exhaust, which we expected anyway, because they tell you that if it's, you know, the whoever makes it, they don't. All right, so you always have to mess around with it to make it good, but we'll do it. You know, it's not a problem. It needs to be correct, doesn't it? So, but don't worry about that for a minute. So we'll move. And by the way, obviously, look, that's not going to stay like that. That will have a proper alley trim around there, which is there. That'll be manipulated around there.
Very much like what's on the little beast, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So just moving swiftly to the front. Look. I think we showed you this before, but these were used that James supplied to us. We're just doing a bit of touch up on the calipers. You got your Bilstein coilovers there. Look, we've set them like halfway, which is pretty good. The ride out looks really good, so we'll be locking them up there. We got the negative camber bolts on there, Powerflex ones, but we need to adjust that because he's got, like I said before, he's got 8x17 wheels, 8x17J wheels, and obviously they're an inch wider, aren't they? So that's going to bring the rim closer to the upright on the strut, on the coilover, and then you don't want it too close, so the more you lean that in, the closer it's going to get to that, and so we need to. You wouldn't be able to run it on full negative camber; it'd be too close. So I'll have to just back it off a bit and just compromise. Just wandering around to the front. We switched round because it was on the 2-poster. Now it's on the 4-poster. We're just building things back up again, test fitting the boost plate, because obviously it's got the Meth nozzle in it and the boost bar pickup. Other little bits and pieces that we're doing. We've got some more heat management to do, but there's lots to do. It's, you know, labour intense, time consuming, and whenever we do something, people that know us and been following the channel, it has to be correct. I don't let anything go out of this garage, you know, where it's not how I want it. That's just not the way that we operate. So while we're here, Timmy, and we're talking about the exhaust, let's just flick around to your car there. There he is.
Yep, obviously still a lot to do on this one, guys, but we'll be sharing all that with you. But it's just up on the ramp at the moment.
Well, you already said we got some coilovers. That's built-in coilovers. We got H&R coilovers to go on it. So we can pull the rear down a bit.
Yeah, it's sitting a bit high now with the old weight reduction.
Because at the moment it's just got the normal H&R standard shocks, H&R lowering springs on it, which is like 30, 35, something like that. So it's and because we took all the weight out of it, obviously you can see that the rear end sits up a bit.
Yeah, it's a bit like a hot rod at the moment, isn't it?
It's killing it, mate. Yeah. It's as though you put some blocks on the and spaced up the suspension. Yeah. But if we take a quick little gander underneath that.
Yeah, so we're underneath my Mark 7 now, guys.
Yeah, we are. There's lots of other things we've got to do actually. We'll look at these all in a minute, but we've got to drop your beam axle down because we've got to get these brushes out and put the Powerflex ones in. So that's on the to-do list.
And that stiffens up the understeer, doesn't it?
Well, it just stiffens up the beam axle on the rear, doesn't it? It just stops it. You don't want it flexing and moving around too much, so it just makes it more planted, doesn't it? And yes, it would be, more beneficial, especially if you're on it, especially on circuit and all that sort of stuff. But like you say, that's just normal H&R springs, look. Yeah. With normal shocks, so all that's going to be, that'll be going. But this is what we're looking at, look.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're talking about exhaust, guys.
So this is the only other one. There is one, obviously, another guy in the country that we sold one to. He's got it on his, but he runs a stock turbo. So we talked about that in a video. We've done it on Instagram, didn't we?
Yeah, you're forgetting someone else who's got it, of course.
Well, we are, which is
just over there,
and
guys.
He was the first to have it fitted.
He was, yes.
To be fair, so you've copied him.
Yes, right. But he gave me his permission. Yeah. He gave me his permission.
He did. So. But as you can see, so this is the full-on 3-inch all the way through WRC system.
Yeah,
with the 45-degree turn down R5 style tailpipe, repackable rear silencer, different than the straight 3-inch ones like you would have seen on Kai Bellamy's, which came off your car.
That's right. Yep.
So that's like a 2.75, so 2 3/4 inch to a 3-inch tailpipe, where this is 3-inch all the way through, completely V-banded. It's not really had a proper heat cycle through it yet, to me.
No.
So we just we haven't been able to get out, have we?
No, that's very true,
guys. With work commitments and restrictions and the weather, pointless. And we got a nice set of Pilot Sport 4s to go on it, which are all there ready to go. I'll do that at the same time as we do the coilovers. And we'll do it all at the same time. We'll drop the axle down, and we're going to put some negative rear camber on it as well. Got some negative rear camber plates of our own, viewers. Come in. They'll be hopefully next week I will see them. So rear negative camber plates. Yeah, well
they'll be available for sale, guys. So we'll put information up on our Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. Our website is still being remodeled and updated. So it'll be like a phone call, Facebook, and all that sort of stuff to be able to purchase them. But yeah, we'll let you know about the DNA ones. Run a 1.5 degrees of negative camber on the rear. I'll tell you that, it might be the same, I don't know yet. We might just mix it a bit in between, a bit more. I don't know yet. We'll see what's what, but yeah, more to come on that one. But you still got it's loads to do. It's never ending, isn't it? You just what to do on these cars.
Yeah, I mean that's why people love them. There's so many possibilities of what direction you can go with them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And yeah, we've got a few more things to come on this one, but we'll obviously share that with you in due course, guys.
Well, we have. Well, we got a. You would have seen on the with the cage. There's
Yep.
no secret. The little beast is up at JP Cages. Josh and his team's done a fantastic job with the cage that they've put in a proper full-on competition custom cage for me. The difference is that I've got proper M Sport R5 carbon door cards, and so they have to be. The idea was that the cage was custom made to mold into the door card, so when you shut the door, the cage sits in the door card like it does on the R5 M Sport rally car and WRC. So that was and he's achieved it and he's done it. So the pictures that you see, that you've seen of it on JP Cages, and the ones that we're going to post up there to me that you've seen, is the unfinished with just the normal natural colour of the steel, of the tubing, and then you'll see afterwards what colour it's being powder coated. So exciting, very exciting. So a lot of the stuff from the little beast is going to be, well, donor for this, yeah.
Yeah, well, this one, this one's baby beast, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So you got a lot of the stuff is, it's a bit like rear axle, that, it's things like that, and it's like, you haven't had these done yet, but we will, with the brushes, and there's lots of other little things which you haven't had done, which it's just time getting around to doing it.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
But we'll get, it'll just, about transforming it. So, in 2021, your car will be transformed. You haven't really, again, restrictions. We just talked about that, the reason why we couldn't do it, but with the software, I mean, this has got the latest, and it still needs to. It's been tested, but we haven't done any real mileage in it to give loads of feedback, because for the reasons that we've just explained about restrictions and
and
having the
obviously
time.
a few more things to do on the car, guys. But I mean, don't worry, guys. We'll be releasing more information on it, and of course, as restrictions are easing, we can get out the shows and things. You'll be able to see the car and obviously meet Martin. And any questions you got about it, come and speak to us. And any serious inquiries about the Meth map, guys, make sure you contact Martin at the garage, because he can tell you everything you want to know about
We're
it.
interested in yes, this is available. This WRC system, which is exclusive to us, and it's you can see it's different looking at on a video or pictures or whatever than seeing it actually in the flesh and hearing it. It is just a work of art, and it sounds like nothing else out there. As Kyle Bellew will tell you on his the system that was on this car, your car, and we put it on there. He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it, and
It's
he's he is the first in the world to be running it with that turbo setup, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, this sounds like a motorbike, doesn't it? When you get on it, with Monty's, he's fully tested that, and it's puts a smile on your face all the time, doesn't it? And the very, 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 very best quality you can get. You can see it.
Well, we love the stuff by Matt Simpson. I mean, quality stuff. Obviously, this one was designed. If you go back on our videos, guys, the little beast went up to Simpson Race Exhaust to have the side exit done, and he designed this one with it up there. So it's all designed exactly to fit this car. So we know there's no issues going to be with the install.
No, not at all. So it's it's good. And then, like I say, lots of content coming, various different, will that be Fiesta or Focus? It's, there's lots coming. So, right, guys, goes back on to changes. Melbourne Orange, ST180, RT330. All the bits and pieces that we're doing on it. Well, Timmy's just put on the bumper, just temporarily fitted it just to see what's occurring here. As you can see, so we've whole-sold 3 hoses out of it. This is how James wanted it. We sent him ideas about what he wanted, whether he wanted 4, 5, 3, and he's come back and said, I'd like it like that, please. So that's it, we'll do it how he wants it. It's his car model, so it's not for us to decide. That's why we communicate and get the customer to decide. We've also got rid of the blankety blank on the honeycombs at the bottom here. Yeah, that's gone. It's on the floor, look.
Yep. A lot of sweeping to do.
Yeah, what a mess in front of this ramp to me, isn't it?
Yep.
Work
out hard.
Yeah. So that's
hard at work.
Yeah. So once he's happy with it, which he's happy, put the sweater back on. Front end, bottle that back up now. Get the headlights back in it, and then on with the next bit, which we start building the interior up. We were gonna put a air feed in there like we have on Tim Dowages, and you said Little Beast had it before, and Malcolm's got it, and Monty had it, and all this sort of stuff. But that's mainly for closed air boxes. He hasn't got that. We asked about it, and then we decided, well, you can have it if he wants to, but there's no real point in doing it. With an open cone. You can put a pipe to it, might get a little bit more sound or whatever, but it's mainly for a closed air box. That's when you'll, feel the effect of it, not really with an open cone filter. So we're not going to bother with that. He doesn't want he wants to keep his fog lights, doesn't want to do the brake ducting, cooling side of it, so we'll leave that as it is. That's something which has changed. Timmy's just been touching up the AP brakes. As we said, yeah, he's been touching up the brakes. Got nothing there to do, clean them up and then touch them up. That's because they were like used, you get sort of like a match there and just touch it, just so that you can't really see them beyond them type of wheels anyway, but it just, once the part to do that. We've got to just readjust it on the camber on the front, because as we said, it looks like the wheels are 8.17, so we need to readjust that. We can't really tip them in too much because the rim will be too close to the strut upright. Yeah, with this, we'll clean them up. Once I road test it, do a few miles in it. I'll do a few hundred miles in it before I give it back to James just to test everything. The side exit, as you can see, that's got to be a little bit of adjustment on that. So we'll do that afterwards, a nice trim around it and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, you never know until you fit these exhausts. They're supplied, and then if a lot of the time you've got to make some adjustments to them to get them to be perfect and has to fit right and lock right. You're not going to just chucking it on there and saying, yeah, that'll do, and then slinging out the door. It's not the way that I operate. But yeah, so we'll crack on with that. Can you get the inside done to me, innit?
Yep.
That's it. Lots to do. Right, guys and girls, just a continuation of James's cracking molten orange ST180, which is having extensive bits and pieces doing on this, but Timmy's been sort of like doing the old gold wrapping there, isn't you?
Yep.
So
batteries all in.
Right, there it is, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see, look, so he's got the, tubular manifold. I don't know what make it is, R Sport AirTech, something like that. But there's no shield around it, so we're going to just shield off a few things because there was nothing there, and that's a bit nuts, because there's no heat management at all. So we'll do some heat management the best we can, wherever the areas are that need to be done. Okay. Yeah, a few other bits and pieces to tidy up here. All the Meth side of it, we've got to just put in Timmy's just installing the boost line, but we got to trigger it and test it all that first. But that's just on what's going on under the bonnet. Obviously, then it's got to go back in and all that sort of stuff. No coolant in it. We'll be putting the Evans prep fluid in it. Get all that run up, drain it out, then put the Evans. Do a super cool waterless coolant in it. But that's all to come. Scuttles being chopped out. That'll be gold wrapped. So it'll look like that. Right, so a bit like Timmy's, we can see there, look, just on the top there. So
yeah.
So as you can see now, look, Meth tanks all in there, all nice and neat. We've had these powder coated black. They come in like natural and finished Dali colour, powder coated. This was silver DNA, powder coated. Now it's all bolted down. Obviously the carpet, just slip the carpet there because that comes out. Into your house, look, Timmy. You come in and the gander there, look. So this stays where it is. This comes out, so you can get access to underneath, for his bits and pieces, for his pump and the spray and that sort of stuff. There's no spare wheel in these. But yeah, all the rear seats back in, all the side panels back in. Obviously this has got to go back on yet, but that's no problem. All the rear bits back in. We'll just go and have a quick look at the rear diffuser is off it. Yeah.
Yep.
Because so we sent that back to James. It's just time. We haven't got time to mess around doing that, so sent it back to James. He's going to have that cut out where the rear exit exhaust comes out from factory. Have that filled in, repainted, so it just looks like it wasn't there in the first place because it's now gone side exit. But I think it looks really cool. Look. Okay, we don't know what it's going to sound like yet. We don't know because it was the first time we've done one. But as you can see, look. Just inside there, all the seats are back in. Look, there's loads to still be done here, but yeah, so we're getting there. And then we've got to set everything all up with the suspension and the camber and the tracking and all sorts. Still loads to do to me, innit?
Yeah, front brakes all done. Just got to
front brakes. Then we just got to bleed it all through. We'll sort all that out in the next couple of days. Wait for the rear diffuser. It's going to come up, but that's not going to stop me from testing it and driving it. It's got to go down to Julian because he's going to sort out the exhaust side of it. It's easier for him to do that. I'm just too busy, and plus he's got everything to hand down there, with the engineering side of it, so he can re-engineer that exhaust and make it fit perfectly. He'll do the alley trim around there, like is on the little beast, where it's pop it around. That'll look pretty neat. Yeah, that's it really. Around the front, as you just seen, we've done the, you know, that horrible job to me of
Yeah.
rubbing out all that, because that's normally like blank there on the originals, you know.
Yeah.
So we get rid of that. It gives you the maximum airflow around there.
I also clean the floor.
You've also cleaned all the debris off the floor, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, that's it, guys and girls. So we'll catch up again soon, but nearly done. All right, and then we'll let you know once we test it, and it'll be interesting. This one, I'm quite looking forward to, you know, what the last time I drove the side exit on a Fiesta was on the little beast, and that was a long time ago. So just gives us give me a little reminder of what it's like. So yeah, see you soon.